So recently, I upgraded from my previous system and decided to build a new one, and of course, I needed a case. I needed something that was durable, good-looking, easily moddable, and portable. After much searching, I finally decided on the Bitfenix Phenom, and here is an overview and review of things I found while building in it. If we take a look at the outside of the case, we will immediately notice the sweet flat black finish. This looks really good and has the signature Bitfenix soft touch finish that feels great but also protects the outside from fingerprints. Also on the side panel is the audio jacks, USB 3 ports, and the power and reset buttons. These can be switched to the other side, and the buttons are easily switchable to be right side up. On the top of the case, we have two 120mm fan mounts with a sleek, removable top fan filter that almost seems pointless since you would probably be exhausting air at the top. The strong and good-looking metal case feet have a nice rubber padding and help raise up the case so that bottom intake can get air. It would have been great to see a removable dust filter on this, especially since it appears to be the only intake. As you can see, this chassis does definitely support pretty extreme builds. It has AIO liquid cooling support in the rear 120/140mm fan mounts, and has a great airflow design that supports up to 5 fans. Long graphics cards will fit with a GPU clearance of 13 inches or so. However, long power supplies will probably only fit with a modular power supply because, as you can see, cables can get in the way. One of the first things I noticed when looking at this case was the unusual power supply mounting location in the front of the case. I can see why they did this though, since mounting it anywhere else in the case would have been near impossible. Sadly though, power supply cable management on non-modular power supplies is not that great. You can hide the cables in the back of the case, but it is a very tight fit getting the side panel on if you have the I/O reversed like I do. The power does route from the back by an extension cable that plugs into the power supply and exits out the back. Hard drive storage is sadly limited in this case. You can mount two 3.5-inch drives in the bottom on rubber grommets, one in the 5¼ bay adapter, and two more on the ugly drive tray that screws into the side of the case. SSDs are limited to the side panel mounts and the drive tray thing. Unfortunately, with this case, there is a clear choice between aesthetic and drive storage, and this is my single biggest complaint about the case as a whole. The Bitfenix Phenom has a lot to offer with its good looks, portability, efficient use of space, great airflow, and solid build quality. However, my biggest complaint is the lack of drive storage options. You definitely have to choose between aesthetic and functionality when it comes to drive storage, but this is understandable given how small the case really is. Also, cable management for non-modular PSUs is not great, so a modular power supply is recommended for this case. All that said, this case is a great choice for anyone wanting to build a stylish LAN party rig or a small form factor machine for college. I would definitely recommend this to a friend or colleague looking for a small case. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe down below.